Do you remember your first steps in evaluation?
Of course, it's like yesterday. I just came out of psychology, where we do a lot of personal evaluations or assessments, and I was asked to do an evaluation for one of the first EU projects in Finland in the early 1990s on smart homes, which I didn't know very much about. It was about technology.
Yes, very vividly, because it was a very difficult one, because I was part of the team made of engineers and they just didn't want to hear about the survey design and about the beneficiary's perspective.
Well, I'll make a confession. I never did any evaluations, in fact. I only managed evaluations. And at some point, at the end of my career, 10 years before I retired, I became an evaluation manager of what is really the largest development evaluation outfit in the system. So I had to learn evaluation coming from an operational background. I fell in love with evaluation.
Vaguely. So I ended up doing a lot of the work, and I remember my paycheck was 3,000 euros. So I remember it very well. It was actually a very interesting job because I was doing my PhD at the time, and that kind of gave me a chance to keep working on my ideas.
Yes, I do. Actually, it was around 40 years ago. I worked at the Ministry of Industry in Sweden, and I had, in a way, discovered the isolation problem, the attribution problem, and contrafactual problem.
My first evaluation was a major evaluation on Finland's development cooperation, focusing on ownership. It was inspiring. I learned a lot, and it was very, very confusing. But of course, I was not the evaluator. I was the administrative assistant and coordinator in that evaluation.
Yes, I do. I remember it very well. It will actually be 30 years ago. It was, in a sense, a classical impact evaluation of a technology transfer program. It was a great experience. It was very good. I think I spent something like 2-3 months doing the job, and out of that 3 weeks in Tanzania.
I remember myself studying evaluation 12 years ago in a master program in Madrid. Immediately after that, I started working as an evaluator for the national government of Catalonia. Assessing civil servants at local level in doing evaluation was an excellent learning opportunity as well.
Yes and no, because on the one hand, I remember very well the first evaluation in which I've participated as a team member. But on the other hand, I had participated in the management of a few evaluations before that, and I can't figure out, for instance, what was the first evaluation that I've ever drafted the terms of reference for. It was a great experience because I had the luck to be working with a senior professional, with a senior colleague who was very experienced in evaluation and very willing to pass that experience on to me as a young professional.
Have you ever regretted being an evaluator?
Well, no, so far not, and I hope that this day will never come. More to the contrary, I'm regretting sometimes that I do not work full-time in evaluation at the moment. I'm working in project management, and evaluation is only part of my profession at the moment.
No, never. No.
Not really. I'm happy with it. It's fun. You learn a lot. A little bit scientifically minded. It's a very good profession to have.
Never. I think it's really an enrichment for your life. You have to learn new things every time you do an evaluation.
No, not really. Sometimes you think it's a bit stupid to dig into what has been done. Also, a bit more serious, have its limitations when it comes to knowledge building. But no, I haven't regretted.
Not really. I would say, well, obviously you have ups and downs, and there have been moments where you feel a bit discouraged. Like regret was never one of those feelings. No.
Never. I really never regretted it. I feel privileged really to be able to contribute to it.
Never, ever. No, I never regretted it.
No, not really. I have an opportunity of using everything that I have learned until now in evaluation.
If you weren't an evaluator, what would you be doing instead?
I would have become an adult educator, and adult education is all about learning, and I think that evaluation is all about learning as well. So actually it would have been the same.
I would have been a demographer because in fact I switched to evaluation because I did an impact study on the labor market and migration in Africa.
Perhaps a career becoming a press photographer, or I might have been search for a position in the academic world, in something totally different, in the humanities or something.
I guess I would have become what I am partly right now, more largely a manager of development projects.
I don't know. I've spent half of my life under the sea looking at anything that moves, so I guess that marine biologist or something like this, I guess.
I would have, and I have partly become a planner because I'm a researcher on urban planning too, but I'm wearing two hats, which is also an enrichment, I think.
Become a computer programmer, writing code, rule the universe, because that's how you rule the universe, and then you just write code and then just...
As I said, as I said, I've had a prior career. I became an emerging evaluator a bit late in life. So for me, evaluation was a culmination of all my experience.
Of course, the most probably answer is that I had continued with other tasks in the public administration, and should probably have done quite different things, but yeah.